Welcome back everyone to Pineleaf Plays Minecraft Skirmish, and we're having a look at what I did with the roof on the Prancing Pony after the concerns I had last time. As you could see, I decided to take care of the situation of the alignment not being quite right by cutting that particular pattern off at the top, of the third floor, and having a little small triangular pattern there with the roof. So now I have the roof complete, and it looks reasonable. The little bit of dirt and stone you see up here, that's maybe the beginnings of the hill. I don't know if the hill's probably going to be a lot larger if I decide to ever bother with it. From the point of view of the skirmish, though, which is on this side, probably won't be seeing much of the hill in that way anyway, because the skirmish is, of course, run on this side. I've added a few more rose bushes along the side, and a couple of banners up along there. I think that looks a bit better, and that pretty much has the outside done. Now I may someday have to get some chimneys up there, but I probably don't really want to worry too much about the chimneys until I do the interior. And the interior is probably not going to be an immediate concern, because the skirmish is mainly concerned with the exterior. And there we go. So I think it all looks pretty decent. There are a couple of things which I think could have been better in this build, and something that I will probably take down as lessons for future builds, instead of starting this all over or anything like this. But this is probably the most complicated build that I've ever done. As I said, the interior, that still needs quite a bit more work. There's still quite a number of rooms that I have a chest in here, but nothing else. So I'll probably have to get some here. This room is a bit crowded. And lighting, of course, is a real problem in here, because what to do with lighting in all these places. Some of the fancier lighting things probably look a little bit too high-tech, I think, for an inn like this. But of course, having a torch right below a wooden ceiling is probably not advisable. Alright, at the very least, let me move that to a place that's... yeah. So at least I don't look like I'm about to burn down my inn or anything like that. But you can see there are still a few things that probably could be made a little bit better. But that's all interior stuff. And I think I will be heading out to the next skirmish rather than worrying about everything I need on the interior. Since if I stick around Bree for the next 3 years, obviously I'm never going to finish the rest of the skirmishes. Now around here, in order to access the roof, I have put a little trapdoor here, so I could access the interior of the roof. And this is another place. Now where the torch spam is a bit of a pain, but I can't think of any other ways of handling it, since Middle-earth wouldn't have things like glowstone and all those other fancy high-tech styles of lighting that you can get. But here we are on the top of the roof. And I could see all the way from here, I can see Thongohad up in the distance there. Alright, I had never bothered. When I was doing all my building, I was so intent on building that I didn't realize that Thongohad was, or at least the tower from Thongohad is visible. And there's the rest of Bree. I wonder how the town hall looks from here. Alright, it's a lot higher than the town hall is. Alright. That looks like never looked at it at that angle before. Alright. Well, there is our little style of brie that we have here. It's at least a nod to brie, even if it's not a perfect representation. Though, of course, I suspect that brie would be a much larger village than this. This looks very small. If it weren't for the fact that we have a couple of multi-story buildings here, I'd say closer to Stad, although I would not think that Stad would have multi-story buildings, since that's a hobbit village. Now the question is, what will be the next build? Let me... Oh, okay. Getting down here is... And... Alright, let's close that. Alright. That's our inn. Still need some flint. Oh, what would be really some nice decoration is for me to learn to make pictures, paintings, and stuff like that to decorate the place. That would be good. Alright, let's see. I'm pretty sure it involves wool and things like that. Wool. Actually, well, I have to think on what you need in order to do a painting. And maybe I could start putting some paintings around here, something like that, because that is something that really added a little life to an inn. Some paintings all over the place, and maybe add some things like tables and stuff like this, where we could put a table. Now, this place is... probably transfer some of this stuff into there. This is still a pretty busy chest here. So probably one of the good ideas for me to do is to decorate this room as sort of a prototype for some of the other rooms. Have a table and chair and stuff like that. That should make things a little bit homier. Now you may be wondering what skirmish, I should say. Where am I going next? What skirmish will I be doing? And the next one I've decided on is the Icy Crevasse. And that one will be a particular challenge. And in fact, that reminded me I want to do more white wool harvesting, because the big challenge on the Icy Crevasse is, of course, that I don't have a ton of snow and ice to use for building. And I have to use something that's white, of course. And the first thing that comes to my mind as being white and relatively plentiful is white wool. Now, I should have been thinking this all along and been building up my supply of white wool, but I have not been shearing sheep on quite the regularity that I really should have. Oh, actually, through here. Yeah, have a little time to do a little shearing. And so the two things that I'm going to need is some white wool in order to make my snow and ice. Alright, now I better get back to the inn and get some before it gets too late. We don't want a large number of zombies popping up all over the place and creepers coming in and blowing up and all sorts of fun stuff. Nothing like just getting to this point in the end and having it blown up by a bunch of creepers. Alright. Alright, no creepers around that I can see. Good. So let's then head out to the next phase. Ouch! Why do I got potatoes in here? I don't want to... I really don't need to carry around potatoes. Already got so much food all over the place, so let's put the taters in here. Actually, now I think of it, maybe I should carry the taters with me. If I'm going to go to another place, get a little bit of a location to make a few things, I'll probably want to do a little agriculture there. So I'm going to bring some pumpkin seeds, some taters. I've already left some regular seeds. Oh, I've got some seeds here. I think I left some at my intermediate camp spot that I've already chosen, where I could dump off some of this stuff so I don't get myself blown up and lose everything. Alright. Wheat. I'll give myself a little extra wheat just in case food becomes tricky. And speaking of wheat, this looks like it's just about ready for harvest. Well, harvest time. One that I missed is one that's not done yet anyway, so I won't have to worry about that. So just plant that for another round, and that should give me plenty of food. And good. Now we can head out. And what I'm going to place as my next base is the area that is where my dark oak originally came from. I found that to be really close to the location where I'll be using for the icy crevasse, because I found the wool is going to be used for the icy part, but of course I do need a crevasse. And no, I'm not going to dig it out, because there is a ravine, or I presume that's what these things are called in the game, that is very close to an outpost that I haven't really used all that much. I've gone there on a couple of occasions. One time when I was really exploring out in order to go to the location where I have some horses. Well, okay, I don't keep horses there, but this place right here, this I found is going to be my first base, because I found that this is close to the ravine. And I thought it's close enough so that I can stick stuff in here. Now I'm hoping to find a base that's closer to it, but first I want to find a place where I can actually enter it. But I thought I would transfer a nice good amount of stuff here, get some right. I am going to be needing to make some armor soon, for example, because my armor is been taking a beating, as you can see, just slightly left. Anything happen to me anytime soon is going to break all of this to complete pieces. So I am going to have to make some new armor soon, and let me make some bone meal here. Well, put this with the wool. And I brought also some dark oak stuff and stuff like this that I could use for building a house when I get there. So I am bringing with me a bed, a crafting table. I could put this wheat in here. Yeah, okay, I've got I'll use the smaller set of stairs. Actually, no. I'll bring the dark oak stairs. That way, if I find a place, I could quickly build a house of some sort. Spruce. I won't be needing spruce, but I will bring some oak wood. So I can use that as some building material. Oh no, I got plenty of planks there. I'll just use that. Use this, use this. Everything that I think I'll be needing for this particular expedition. And the bed is especially important because I'm most likely going to have to sleep once or twice. But now let's see if I can find this ravine. Now, if I remember correctly, it is out in this direction. Grabbing every single sheep I could find. Now, unfortunately, because it's a ravine, I have not yet found the entrance. And getting around in the reasonably right direction here. I think I should be finding this area soon. Or soonish at least. Yeah, this is the region because I remember some of the things I've done. Ah, here we go. Now this is the ravine. You see it's a nice deep ravine. Now it does have things like water and stuff like this, but let's face it. This is our crevasse. I just have to make it icy. And it's going to be a real tough place. The biggest thing I'm going to have in doing is finding out how to get down there so I could do something with it. Because getting down there and being able to get back up is going to be real tricky. And I've made a couple of jaunts to find the starting location of it, but I've not yet found it. So I'm going to be doing that between episodes, is finding where would be a good entrance spot, and that's where I'm going to build myself a nice little outpost and use that as my center and probably build a sheep farm there because I'll be needing plenty of wool. So that's what I'll be doing between episodes. The next time we can start on the icy crevasse. I'm wondering how long is it going to take us to do this? I don't know, but we'll get going on the start of it in the next episode of Pineleaf Plays Minecraft Skirmish.